Okay. Hey guys. So thank you so much for jumping into this. I wanted to do kind of a weekly call for our team specifically so that we can all kind of be on the same page. I know a ton of us have a ton of new sharers, new business builders, people that are just kind of getting people underneath them for help cover products. I mean, everyone's at different spots. We have a lot of new sharers on the team. So just to kind of get everybody on the same page, make sure that duplication is happening, making sure that everybody is set up for success. I wanted to do these calls. And so we're going to be doing these weekly in July, just to kind of make sure that any questions can be answered and that everyone feels like they're being set up for success. So one thing that if you know me or have been around me at all, you know that I have this love for Abby Kappa. Abby is, she's currently, she's got a lot of people and run for her money right now, but she's currently the youngest diamond in our company. And she is brilliant. She has a podcast called She's Here For It. If you guys haven't listened to that, take a listen. But I've taken a lot of what she has offered. I think her and I speak the same language because we're very logistical, like give me action steps so that I can put those into motion. Building belief and motivating and talking fluff and believe in yourself, that's all wonderful. But sometimes at the end of the day, you need some logistical action steps that put your business into forward motion. And that's what I love about her. So like I said, if you want to listen into any of her podcasts or anything, look up her videos. She's amazing. So there was a call that she did a while back. I've tagged some of you in it. So some of this might be somewhat familiar to some of you. But she did one of our team calls and it was phenomenal. And so in the team call, she talked about the 3 R's. And you guys, this completely changed my business. And so Emily and I thought this would be kind of a good spot to kind of start with y'all because it's very basic. It gets you covering the basics and it gives you the logistics on how you're going to get started, how you're going to teach your teams to get started. And remember, duplication is key. So as long as you're taking everything that you're learning, verbiage, listen to how your sponsors are saying things, listen or watch how they're closing sales, watch how they're building up their other business builders, look in the IPA chat to see what they're doing and literally just mimic what your sponsor is doing as long as your sponsor is growing. Mimic what they're doing and duplicate that, teach your people to do the same thing. Your business is going to grow very quickly. So the 3 R's, the first one is recruit. Okay. You have to have, in order for you to have a successful business, you have to recruit, you have to retain all of your people, and you have to rank up. Those are the 3 R's in this business. If you're hitting those 3, your business is going to be extremely successful. So we kind of wanted to go through each of these R's to kind of talk to you about what that looks like and some action steps to put into place for you and your team so that you're recruiting, you're retaining, and you're ranking up. So Em's going to run with recruitment.
Yes, I have to second everything you said about Abby Kappa. She is phenomenal. She is brilliant. And she speaks my language too. It's very simple, very straight to the point. And so I love that. And in the call that she did about the 3 R's is great. So we're going to talk about those things and just lay it all out there for you. Recruiting is something that excites me. I love recruiting. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's fun to talk to new people about Plexus all the time. And I think bringing that kind of energy into your recruiting is a big deal. If you are dreading it every day and going into it with that mindset, it can make it a lot more difficult than it needs to be. So if you're excited to talk to new people about Plexus every day, that's one of the first things I have to say about recruiting is bring your energy up before you even reach out to the first person of the day. Recruiting really boils down to attracting people into your funnel, we like to call it, and then reaching out to those people. So I attract people by things that I post. I try to inspire, encourage, entertain, and add value with my posts, and I post consistently. I post about Plexus, I post about my life, I post about, lots of things that could encourage people or inspire them. And I try to bring value with my posts. That way we have something to connect over. And then, as people are liking and commenting on my posts, I'm going to reach out to them and start connecting with them through Messenger. And at that point, I'll start, conversations with them about Plexus as well. And really the whole key to recruiting is connecting with people. And when you're first getting started, what you do is you focus on the people that you already have connections with. So we call that your warm market. And it's important to utilize that. When you're first getting started, you have a huge warm market of people that you're already connected with through school, through work, through your kids, through your husband or your wife. And it gives you all these people that you're already connected to that you can focus on and start bringing on board. And then, as your business grows, as you start going through your warm market, you're starting to build even more of a warm market by bringing in people that you aren't as connected with. And the way that you connect with them is through your posts. If you are posting consistently and adding value through your posts, you will always have a new warm market to work with. You will always have new people to talk to, because you're going to be posting things that people want to see. They want to know what you're up to, and they feel encouraged or inspired or entertained by your posts. So to me, that is a big part of my IPA. I put some time into my posts. I put some time into figuring out what's going to add value to people. And I think that that's really important, because if you can connect with people over what you're talking about online, it's going to differentiate you between you and the next person, because we're all selling the same product, right? So what makes you different from Susie down the road? You have to differentiate yourself. So if you're adding value and connecting with people, you will be able to recruit like a boss. So that to me is a really big deal. And then you have to be bold about reaching out to people about Plexus. I won't get into the full send, share, invite system, but if you aren't using the send, share, invite system, you are missing out. This is how you move people through the conversation and make sales. It's a really big deal. You need to use the send, share, invite system if you want to close deals and you want to sign people up and recruit. Use that system. We'll talk about it more maybe on a different call, or tag you guys in things about the send, share, invite system. But I wanted to put that little blurb in there about that. And then the other thing is closing the deal. I think sometimes we get stuck in those relationship building modes, or just endless conversations with people about Plexus or any other thing, and we forget to close the deal. So to me, it's just being bold and saying like, hey, are you ready to get started? It seems like this is a really good fit for you. Or anything that you can say to just move the conversation forward and invite them to join is really crucial. You have to ask for the sale. So I'll hand it back over to you, Natalie.
I love that. Yeah. Attraction marketing is very big. So, you have to post, you have to be the person that you want to attract online. So if you're constantly, flooding your Facebook with, a bunch of random things that just look spammy and whatnot, like that's the type of people that you're going to attract. It's just the way it is. So make sure that you're think of your Facebook like a storefront. And, what are people looking at when they come into your store? Are they going into a place that's all graffitied up, or are they going to want to go into a place that's clean, professional, and, has high upstanding value that they can add to their recruits as well. So I love that, Emily. That's so good. The other thing I was going to say is with your posting consistently, but make sure that you're in your posts, like she said, that you're adding value to the products and adding value to yourself. I think when you first get started, it's very easy to just post sales. Just post the sale, post the sale, post the sale. Well, nobody even knows what you're selling. They don't know why they would want to buy it. They don't know why, they don't even know what the cost is originally. So telling them it's 10% off doesn't help anybody. So when you're first starting to share, make sure that you're posting about the products. What are the products doing for you? So here's just, right off the bat, I'll tell you, if I have somebody that is ready to share, I say, great, let's get your 10 to 20 people right away in your warm market, make a list and send that to me. And then let's help you craft your first post. And a first post needs to be you know, this is what I was feeling, and this is what, you know, where I was at. This is why I started Plexus, and this is how I'm feeling now. Even if they haven't gotten their products yet, this is how I'm feeling now can be, I'm super excited to get started because can't wait for my package to come, because, you know, my friend Natalie saw, you know, freedom from migraines. Her husband was having lactose intolerance issues and isn't dealing with that anymore. So I'm just super excited to see, you know, where these products can take me. I would love to offer you guys a referral code if you know, if you're interested or something like that, and just kind of getting their people to get a call to action at the end too. So make sure you're getting that first post up, get their what we call our Franks list from them, and then, you know, set up an event for them right away so that they're actually able to start recruiting that way, which leads into retaining. You guys, you have to retain. Retention is so important in this business. If you are not retaining, you will not grow your business. I promise you that. Every time you have a new ambassador on your team, you want to make sure that you're letting them know the benefits of the referral bonuses that we have available for them and get them silver. Because when you are, did you know that if you have a silver on your team, the statistics say they are 90% more likely to stay with you for 12 months. You guys, that is a long time, okay? Other statistics will tell you that when they don't go silver, they're likely to drop off after 90 days. So getting a silver on your team is very important in getting, even if all they want to do is help to cover the cost of their products, getting them silver so that they are able to, so that they stay on longer. It's just, and the thing is you want to get them a win. So as soon as you have somebody that you add to your team, as soon as they have a, you know, congratulations, you've joined, you need to be looking to get them a win. That win might be a product win that they're experiencing with their products. It might be that they got, you know, their mom to sign up with them. It could be even community, plugging them into the team page and getting them involved in community. You have to get them a win right away, because people, they have, the way that our brains work is that, you know, if you have a win, we're just wired to look for wins. And if we have a win, we have this like, okay, this is a good place and I want to stay here. I want to be with these people. I like it here. I'm winning here, right? So you want to get them a win. So immediately you're going into this, you're adding them to the team page right away. You're getting them into a 3-way chat to introduce them to your sponsor. Those are 2 non-negotiables. They have to be in the team page. They need to be in a 3-way chat right away. Literally the second they hit join, that's what we're doing. And then when you get them in the team page, start tagging them in things like, hey, I know you're really excited about your active. I wanted to tag you in this post about active. You know, also I want to tag you in, you know, we have a post in our BU page. It's a train and it talks about your first 3 months on Plexus. I'm going to tag them in that. And you want to make sure that you are getting them involved in the team page right away from day one. Get them tagged in things, get them involved in things. Whether they're a business builder or product user, it doesn't matter. There's something for everybody in that team page. So make sure that you are getting them involved in that community right away. Instantly, I mean, be following up with them once they've gotten their products. Great. You're sending that getting started guide. You're excited with them. You're checking up the next day. How was that pink drink? It's so delicious, right? And getting them, you know, talking about how much they love their products. And then as soon as they are, you know, oh my gosh, I had so much more energy today. Noted. That's a win. I have so much more energy. Great. So you're going to go and you're going to, you know, talk, like, that's amazing. You know, how many of your other friends could use so much more energy? Have you even thought about maybe just sharing it? Maybe you have some other friends that could benefit as well, and helping them to craft that first post. You've got to get them a win right away. That's going to create very organic and authentic business builders. So I'm going to tell you right now, my top business builders on my team were product users to begin with. They did not come in wanting to do the business. In fact, every single one of them said, I don't want to sell this. I just want to take the products. But I followed up with them. I stayed excited with them. I got them wins. We, you know, kept on them. I treated them as if someday they were going to be a big business builder. And guess what? They all are. So I'm telling you right now, that's the key, is you have to work. Retention is so key. If I've got a bucket and it has a big old hole in the bottom of it, and I'm, you know, subs are turning off and people are dropping and they're not happy, because I'm not following up and I'm not doing my job and I'm not making sure that they see that, you know, you may not lose 30 pounds in that first month, Just so you know, like you may not do that. So if that's the win that you're looking for, you're not happy. So I'm setting up realistic expectations. That first month is just getting your body used to the products. We have to break down Candida. Set them up for realistic expectations from the get-go, because if you're promising them huge results in that first month and they're not seeing it, they're going to shut off. So make sure that you're setting them up for realistic expectations. But if they're just shutting off subs and that bucket is dripping, you have to keep replenishing that bucket way faster than it's dripping. That you're going to hit burnout. That's going to wear you out. That's going to wear your team out. And that's not fun for anybody. So make sure that retention is key and that you're closing that hole in the bucket, because that's going to be huge for retention in the long run. Emily, did you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, that's everything right there. Is retention is so important, and it's fun. Honestly, you know, some of the people that joined my team a year ago are still using products today and still loving their products and still getting results. And it's because I was intentional from day one about setting them up for success and helping them see long-term results, and knowing that it was a process and a journey. And even if they didn't see results right away in the first month, or even if they didn't have anything earth-shattering happening, they knew that these products are designed to be good for long-term health. You know, even things that they're not seeing or feeling, it's doing things for their long-term health, and everybody needs to be on these products long-term. So that's something that I like to talk about right from the get-go when I sign people up, is these are products designed to take forever. It's going to benefit you forever and fill in nutritional gaps. It's going to help your gut health, which helps with everything else, and preventing diseases and things that we don't want down the road. So setting people up for that type of thing in the beginning is really important. So they're not just joining for a quick fix. They're not just looking to lose 20 pounds in the first month and then move on with their life. You know, keep educating people on those things, and educate people through your posts too. That's also really important, to talk about long-term health in your Plexus posts. Talk about, you know, Candida and, you know, issues that we have with our gut. That way they know what they're actually addressing. And, you know, your posts are part of your follow-up as well. So if you're posting educational things about the products and about Candida and gut health and, you know, blood sugar balance, you're setting your current ambassadors up for more success too, because you're educating them in the process.
Yeah, I love that. And I mean, sorry, one second. You know, and here's the thing is, remember that how you onboard them and how you are retaining them, if they do become a business builder, which chances are high that they will start wanting to share, how you onboard and how you are retaining them is how they're going to be doing it with their people as well. So keep in mind that you want to make sure that everything is done correctly from the get-go, and that you want to make sure, like I said, they're added to the team page. They are added into a three-way chat right away, because all of those things will duplicate down. And I know it might not seem like it, but they will. However you are treating them from the get-go is how they're going to treat their new sharers from the get-go. So make sure that you're checking all those boxes. And if you go into our team page and you go into the files section, I don't know, some of you may not know this, there's some really awesome resources in there. One is a new ambassador checklist, an onboarding checklist that actually lists all the different things that you need to do as soon as you have a new ambassador. There's also one that's like, I forget the name of it, but it's basically a new ambassador check-in schedule. And that is really good for, you know, helping you to stay on track with your new ambassadors, knowing when to check in with them, what I should be saying, how I should be saying it. And I mean, keep in mind too, when you are checking in with your new ambassadors, when they do have their products, you want to remember they know nothing about these products. You know about the products, they do not. They don't know what they should be experiencing. So I never want to put anything negative. So I don't say, you know, hey, Susan, how are you loving your products? Are you experiencing any of the detox symptoms? I don't want to immediately go there, right? Because I don't want to immediately have them thinking of the negative things that they're experiencing. But what I want to say is, hey, Susan, how are you doing? You know, you've been on the products for 2 weeks. By now you should, you know, maybe have a little bit more energy during the day, maybe some better sleep at night. Give them a couple of wins right there, that just very small things. Like, have you lost any weight yet? Probably not. Don't even ask them that, to be very honest, if they're only 2 weeks in. But are you loving the flavor of the Slim? Are you able to stay consistent on your products? You know, are you seeing any more energy during the day? And just give them a couple little things that they might be seeing that they can check the box. And actually, yes, I have been having a little bit more energy during the day. Great. You know, when they're a month and a half in, oh my gosh, are you getting better sleep at night? You might be getting some looser clothing by now. And here's the thing is if they're consistent, yes, I'm seeing wins. If they're not consistent, they're immediately thinking, well, shoot, had I stayed consistent on my products, maybe I'd be feeling these results by now that she's saying I should be feeling. And so it's helping them to understand where their journey should be at. Because if you just ask them, how are you doing in your products? They don't know. They have no idea. They don't know how they should be feeling. So keeping that in mind too when you're doing your follow-up. But look at those 2 files on the BU page, because I think those are going to be so important for you. Anything to add on, Em, before we jump up?
Yeah, I do a lot of the same things when I'm following up with new ambassadors. I also have a lot of people that join just for prevention purposes. So a lot of these people aren't necessarily even looking for results.
Yeah.
So in that case, I will talk to them about more of action-based goals, I guess. So I'm asking them, how consistent are you on your products? Are you taking them every day? And what times are you taking them? And then like, if they are being consistent, celebrate the crap out of that. So it's just kind of, you know, that's a win right there, is they're being consistent and they're doing the things, and I'm happy about it and excited for them about it. Or, you know, for the first couple of months, I'll just make all action-based goals with them. So like drinking a certain amount of water, taking some Epsom salt baths once a week, you know, things like that, to where, you know, they can do that. And then they feel like they've accomplished something and they've won, you know, just by doing some of those things. And so that's another way of getting a win for somebody that, you know, might not have results right away. Maybe they have some really bad stuff going on and it's going to be a really long journey. So help them get those wins in other ways too, whenever possible, because, you know, those are some of the things that are within their control. Sometimes the results aren't so much in our control. So, you know, sometimes it's a lot longer journey than we, you know, want, but it's a way that you can help them get some wins without putting a ton of weight on like getting results immediately.
Yeah, I love that. So, yeah, you definitely want to make sure that whatever their goal is, even if it is for just prevention, celebrate everything that could be a win, celebrate that. And if you've not read the 4 color personalities of MLM, I'm telling you, it'll change the way that you talk to people, and it will help you be able to know what will be a win for them, right? So, for example, I mean, you know, reds, I'm a red all the way, and they are incentive. They're a little bit money driven. They're, you know, so saying like, hey, you could, you know, earn this much money if you just shared. Okay. But if you say that to somebody who's like a yellow, who's just wanting to help people and they don't care about money, that's not going to motivate them either. So knowing what is going to be a win for them is going to be huge. So I encourage you to check that out if you haven't yet. Little pro tip. So we have recruiting, we have retention. If you are doing these 2 things, you will most likely rank up, right? So that's the third thing, is ranking. You have to rank in this company if you want to grow. There's a lot of people I know that are like, oh, I just want to rank at my own pace and I just want to take it slow. And I want, you know, see, guys, it is so much easier to go fast than it is to go slow in this company. And I'm just telling you that's what it is, okay? It's so much easier to work fast than it is to work slow. I honestly, in my brain, I can't break down the science of it, but I'm telling you that is the truth, okay? So if you're looking to rank up at all in this company, try to rank every month. This is what you want to do. You want to rank each month, or at least be on your way to ranking every month. Honestly, I'm always thinking, what's the fastest avenue for me to hit that next rank? Talk to your sponsor at the beginning of every single month, and they can help you put together a roadmap for what that looks like to get you at least on your way to ranking up every single month. So here's the thing. You have to show up every single day. You really do. I understand everybody has like their, you know, their family date. That's totally fine. You know, weekends for me, I keep my Saturdays, you know, to a minute. I'm still working on Saturdays, honestly, but I'm keeping them to a minimum. Sundays, I try to keep that a family day. But you know what? Monday through Friday, without fail, I'm showing up every single day. Because if you don't show up to work, you're not going to rank. Okay. Your business is not going to rank for you. It's not going to happen on its own. You have to show up. You have to put in the work in order for that to happen. Your team has to see you ranking. Okay. If you are telling them that you can, there's all these amazing things that can happen. It's so easy to rank. I'm going for this, but it's taking you months and months and months, and you're just not ranking. Your team's going to look at that and be like, she may want to put in all those hours every day and do that and not go anywhere with it. I don't want to do that. So your team has to see you rank. They really do. They have to see that what you're asking them to do and the things that you're telling them are non-negotiables, and that, you're showing up for work every single day. They have to see that that has results attached to it, and results is ranking up regardless of what color you are or what that looks like. That is a result of the work, right? We don't get into this business and work it 10 hours a day to stay silver. Am I right? We just don't do that. So your team has to see you rank. They really do. And then developing silvers is your ticket to ranking up. I'm telling you, getting your people ranking up is your ticket to ranking up. So you can recruit all day. You can recruit and retain those level ones all day, but you have to develop your team. You have to get them stepping up to their next rank. Obviously, always focus, be focusing on your business first. Make sure you're getting your recruitments and your reach outs and all that stuff done. But as soon as you've done your reach outs and your follow-ups, you're connecting with your team. Where are we at? How can we get you silver? Let's get some action steps into place for that. So, let's get you a first post. Let's get you another post. Let's set up an event. Give me 10 more people that you think you could reach out to, and let's reach out to them together. Guys, ask for screenshots. If they are struggling with recruiting or retaining, it's okay to ask for screenshots. It's okay to say, put me in a 3-way chat. It's okay to hold them accountable and ask for results, because that's your job, okay? Your job to develop leaders is to make sure that they're being developed correctly and that they're duplicating exactly what you've taught them. So it's okay to ask and put a timeline on it, say, let's reach out to these 10 people by Friday. And then on Friday when we talk, when we have our coaching call on Friday, I want to hear about your feedback with those 10 people. And then before you get on that coaching call, say, hey, I'm excited about our call. Did you get a chance to reach out to those 10 people? Oh, no, I haven't yet. Okay, well, let's push our call until Tuesday and we'll start your clock again. Reach out to those 10 people. We'll chat on Tuesday. Okay. It's okay to keep people, hold them accountable to what you're asking them to do, because motivation and belief and excitement and everything can only take you so. I'm telling you, it's half of this, but it's only half of this. That will only take you so far. You've got to put action to what you're doing. If you don't show up to work, your business will not work, period. And Cody, yes, you're right. This business, you will only get out of it what you put into it. So if you only want to work 5 minutes a day, great. Progress is progress. I'm telling you, whatever. But I'm telling you, I work a whole lot more than 5 minutes a day. And I bet everybody on this call, just looking at who's on here, works more than 5 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And I think it's inspiring for your team to see you making progress in ranking. I think it inspires other people and helps them realize what's possible. And some things aren't in our control, but what we do have control of is what we take action on and the way that we decide to grow. So, your team's never going to outgrow you. So if you're stuck in a personal funk, if you're, struggling with mindset issues, if you don't have the belief for going to the top, if you are struggling with those things, you're putting the cap right on your team. So that is what I think needs to be a huge focus as well, is your team's going to grow as quick as you grow personally. So personal growth in learning and developing yourself, your leadership skills, your business skills, your organizational skills, all those things, the more you develop those things, the better off you're going to be and the faster you're going to be able to grow. So use the things that are within your control, your personal growth, the way that you work your business every single day and show up, those are all within your control. And then the ranking up is going to happen. So, focus on the things that you can take action on every single day. And then, you're going to keep ranking up.
Love it. So I would love to hear any questions that you guys have, because I know we have a lot of new shares. We have a lot of new people just on this call, but then we have a lot of new people who are adding new people. So does anyone have any questions? And I would love to kind of drop it in the chat what you think is what you struggle with the most, I guess. So is it recruitment? Is it retention? Is it ranking? I mean, do you feel like you're doing those things and you're not ranking? That could be a total mindset issue, and that you need to talk to your sponsor. They can send you some great informational videos. I would encourage you guys, like I said, get into the BU page and be active in that page and in that community. So go into those files and look at all the files that are in there. Look at that. And honestly, just because you're not going to know where to send people if you don't know what's available. And a lot of the work has been done for us in that team page. So you don't have to train people from the bottom up, but if you're able to show them where they can find the resources for a lot of their questions, you want to empower your people because you're raising leaders. You don't want to be dragging people along. I'm telling you, you don't want to be dragging people along. So make sure you know what resources are available and what is out there. If somebody asks a question, you don't have a resource, search for a resource for them to send to them. Don't just answer the question for them. So yeah, okay, I'm looking at chat here, hold on. Retention, recruitment. Yeah. Anyone have any questions on anything before moving on?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
When you're doing your reach outs, do you feel like there is a better time of day to start your reach outs? I struggle with reach outs in general. So that's my biggest mental hang up that I need to work on. And I need to somehow get myself on a schedule and make specific time for that. So if I'm going to readjust my schedule, I'm just wondering from you guys if you feel like there's a better time of day to be doing your reach outs, or do you just do them based off of what works for your schedule?
I can answer that one, Candace. The important thing is to have your courage up. If you are struggling reaching out, it's a mindset thing, and you have to do it at a time of day when your own courage is up. So when you've built your belief, when you have, you're feeling good, you drank your active, your energy's up, like those are the times to do whatever is hard in your business, whatever is like the thing that you dread doing the most, you have to do it when your energy is up, your courage is up, and you feel like you're ready to talk to people. That's not an excuse to wait until that happens. You are the one that chooses to get your energy up. So whether you have to jump up and down and do 10 jumping jacks, whatever you have to do to get your energy up and excited and ready to go, that's what you got to do. I don't think there's a magical time of day when people respond better. I just think it has to happen. You just have to send your messages, but you have to bring that energy to the messages so that your messages come across confident, bold, excited, all those things, because subconsciously your messages will come across like, shameful or apologetic if you bring that kind of energy to the game when you reach out to people. So get your energy up first and then do your reach outs.
So 5 or 6 in the morning might not be my energy specific time, but that's the only time I'm thinking I can start working in.
Yeah.
And because I'm just worried about sending something early in the morning first thing and annoying the shit out of people because I'm sending stuff first thing in the morning. And then sorry, my language. And then I'm also hung up on that at the same thing at night if I'm sending stuff late in the evening. So I just thought while I have everybody on here, I would get like input as to what everybody else's thoughts were on that.
I wouldn't worry for 1 second if you're annoying people. If they don't want messages, notifications, they'll have their notifications off. It's not a big deal. When you come to the table with energy and excitement and boldness, they will want to hear what you have to say. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, or they just won't check their messages until later in the day and then they'll get back to you then. But I would not spend 1 second worrying about that.
Yeah, that was a hang up for me in the beginning too. And I remember telling Emily and Jamie in the beginning, of course, I hadn't gotten my mind into the place of time management yet. So I was still struggling with that on its own. But I remember kind of using a lot of excuses of like, my kids are around, I can't do this during the day, I'm struggling, the only time I have is late at night. and I don't want to send messages so late at night. And I actually think it was Fallon that I was even giving that excuse to her. And she was like, so send them late at night. Who freaking cares? She's like, when you crawl into bed at night, most people honestly are like scrolling through Facebook laying in bed. She's like, so when you get in bed at night, send those messages. If they don't want to see them, they won't see them till morning. They'll respond the next day. And, you know, Fallon's really good for, who cares? Just do it. No excuses. Get your work done. And so I did. And I started doing a lot of them late at night. And I think it's just a matter of when works for you, because people will check it when they check it. I mean, like Emily said, I don't think there's a magic time of day, but also just being intentional with those reach outs and not just doing, you know, when I first started doing my reach outs, I did a lot of like, hey, I reached out to 60 people today, but it was a very basic copy paste. I got zero response from that, to be very honest. I would get maybe 1 out of 60 people. And that was very discouraging to me. But when I got a little bit more intentional, I'd say, okay, no, I'm going to do 10 reach outs today instead of 60, but they're going to be very intentional. They're going to be focused on that person, and they're going to be, you know, and it's just, go look at that person's Facebook for a couple minutes and just kind of see what they're at, what they're doing, what they're, you know, whatever. And then just, you know, hey, Jessica, oh my gosh, it looks like your family is having so much fun at the beach this summer. I love watching your family on Facebook. I'm sure you've seen some of my posts, but, you know, David and I recently started taking some products that have been huge for, like, for me, they've been great for helping me have energy with my kids more, you know, and I just kind of share what the products have done for me. And I don't go into this long, big, huge thing of everything, but a couple key things that I think that she will relate to. And then, you know, if I sent you some more information on it, would you be open to checking it out? And I think the verbiage, would you be open to, changes a lot too. Instead of just saying, would you like more info? A lot of people are gonna be like, no, I'm good. No, thank you. But if you say, would you be open to checking it out? People are a little bit more like, I mean, yeah, I'll check it out. And then that kind of opens up that conversation a little bit more. So using that verbiage is key as well. But I think just being intentional with it and going for quality over quantity in your reach outs is so important. And if you aren't getting a lot of response from your reach outs, take screenshots and send them to your sponsor, and they can help you with some verbiage and changing some things up as well. Is that helpful at all? Good.
I forget I'm muted. Yes.
Good. Good. Anyone else have any questions about anything?
I do.
Hey, Adonis, what's up, buddy?
Hey. Okay. I really want to master this retention. And in my brain, that word is like retention. And I feel bad about it. I don't like it. So I'm flipping retention to relationship building. And like, I was just listening to you right now, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to print my whole list off of everyone who's ever joined with me and just go through and have those open conversations with them just to see where they are. Like, and I mean, I'm thinking about some people that joined who were not directly, you know, a part of my team, that I have not, you know, asked them about their products or their experience or something like that. So my question is that the way that we should approach that situation when it is retention, relationship building? Is that the approach? Just having like that friendly conversation, like, hey, Natalie, like what you were saying, like, it's been 2 weeks, you know, like, what is your progress? Like, is that what it is? Or is it always like, hey, your subscription's coming up in 3 days, your perk point's about to close, like, what you gonna do? Because that's how I feel right now. And I'm like, I can't ask people that. I cannot do that.
No. You want to be proactive and not reactive with your people. So if you're building that relationship and you are, you know, keeping them happy on their products and helping them hit those goals, and you're with them on a health journey. Okay, so you're their coach, you're their cheerleader, you're their encourager, you're the one helping them along. So be proactive with your ambassadors. Don't wait until you get, Lord knows, don't wait until you get those text messages. Don't wait that long. Be checking your perks report every day, and, you know, in touch with base with those people if you need to. But for the most part, make sure that you're just touching base with those people every day and helping them hit their goals. Because at the end of the day, you want them to. I mean, it's for them. They just put an investment into their products and their package. You want them to get their best return out of that. So, and we know the products work. So keeping them consistent on those products is going to help them hit their goals. Sorry, Em, what were you going to say?
I was going to say the exact same words as you. You have to be proactive, not reactive. That's key to everything. When they sign up, that's when the time on the clock starts ticking. Like that is the time when you start really investing in that person. So like you said, relationship on us, absolutely. You are relationship building with them from day one that they sign up. You know, getting them signed up is an accomplishment. Like celebrate that for a half a second, and then you're on to relationship building and getting them their wins and being proactive.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Natalie, I heard you say checking with them every day, because that was my next question. Like, because that's another thing. Like, I don't want to be like, bzz, 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 hey, how's your plexus? Like, I didn't want to do that either. So is there like a medium, like not too much, but not too far away to where we do have that, connection? Is it daily?
Sorry, when I said every day, I just meant you're checking in with some ambassadors every day, not the same ambassador every single day. So, you don't want to be like this constant bumblebee around their head that's like, how are you doing? How are you doing? Do you like your stuff? Is it you don't want to be that person. But that's why I think that onboarding not the onboarding checklist, the check-in schedule in the BU is so important for you to check out, because that is extremely helpful for how often. So for me, just kind of a quick overview. I'm doing the first day they get their products, the next day after they've tried their products for the first time, and then I'm doing every couple days for the first, week or so, and then I'm checking in, a couple times a week. And you can start to space it out, but you want to make sure that you're touching a lot in that first little bit, because you want them to stay consistent and be in a routine. You don't want to be 2 weeks after they got their products and you're, hey, how's it going? Are you able to stay consistent? And they're like, no, I haven't even started. I don't even know what consistency looks like. So keeping them consistent and in a routine from the get-go, and then slowly spacing that out, but not like every day, bugging them, because you don't want them to be like, oh my gosh, is this what this is, that I have to like check in with somebody every single day, but just letting them know that you care, that you're there to coach them, be a cheerleader for them, encourage them, help them to stay accountable. You're there for them is what you just want to make sure. Emily, anything to add to that? And then we got to grab Ayla's question, and then we'll go to Cody.
Nope, I think you covered it.
Perfect. Ayla, what's up, girl?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
My camera's upside down and I don't have a front camera, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
So I struggle with message, I feel like I carry my team too much. Like, how often do you check in with level 2s and 3s and 4s personally? Or is that something that you kind of you check in with your level 1s and expect them to check in on their level 2s and 3s and 4s? You know what I mean?
That might be a whole other call.
Okay.
I think that about, but we can get on the phone and talk about that, Ayla. Just briefly, I think it's very important to know where your team is at, to check in with your level 1s frequently who are working the business, and to know what their buy-in is. So if they are all in, sold out, ready to do the things, you're working very closely with those people all the time, and you're working through them to get to their level 1s and then their level 2s, etc. But
Right.
You have to know where their buy-in is at, and if they're really excited and really sold out, and if it's somebody that's just gone silver, just to get their products paid for, you're probably going to have to check in with their level 1s a little bit more frequently, because they're not in it for the business. So
Okay.
you don't.
That makes more sense. This month I've tried to focus more on my actual level 1 shares and kind of pinning that on them almost. I'm still kind of watching, making sure subs are on and stuff like that. My level 2s and 3s, but I feel like in previous months I've carried that way too much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody else is feeling that way too. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's very common, and it's very important to continue building relationships in your three-way chats with levels 1 and 2, so that you have, a relationship there that you can really help both of them, and they can watch you how you do things. They can do it together with you, and then they can teach their people how to do it. So use your three-way, which I know you already do, but using those three-way chats to to build relationship with your level 2s is really important.
Okay.
And I think it's okay to say to hold your level 1s accountable for that if they are business builders. You know, I think it's okay to say like, you know, hey, so how is everything going with, you know, your new shares? I haven't seen any action in our 3-way chats. So I'm just wondering like, you know, where they're at, what they're, and it's okay. I think it's okay to say like, I haven't seen you in the 3-way chats checking in, you know, where are we at with everybody? How are they doing? What action steps are we giving them? And it just kind of calls them out on it a little bit without just being like, hey, you're not working, you know, but
Right.
I think it just kind of holds them to a little bit higher standard too, to let them know like, I'm not going to be the one doing this for you. You know, where are you at with it? Because I haven't seen you in our 3-way chats checking in either. So it's okay to hold them accountable to that. You don't want to drag people.
Okay.
Like Emily said, if they're just product users trying to get their product paid for, it's a little bit different. You have to treat their level 1s like your level 1s usually.
Right.
But, you know, if it's somebody that is in the business and they want to go all in, hold them accountable.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
And I like the word accountable, but I also like the idea of empowering them to be their own leader, like inspiring them to be accountable, for lack of better terms, but like empowering them to be like, you can do this. Take control of your team, lead your team. These are the resources. I will help you when you need, but run with this.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. That's
Down to their people as well. So good. Cody,
And
that girl.
I was just gonna touch on what Ayla had said, like, and sometimes like Natalie and Emily have told me before too, it's okay, because I really struggle with the whole control thing. I'm a control freak. I like to know what's going on in all my conversations and all my chats, and you know, so something that Emily and Natalie have really like driven into my head is it's okay to go to my level 1 business builders and say, hey, I noticed Susie, David, Mike, whatever, give them a list. Hey, these people shut their subs off. Let's check in with them today. And then if they didn't, then, you know, follow back up with my level 1, but it's giving them the opportunity, like, so you're kind of still in control, but it's allowing them to like do the work themselves as well. So it's holding them accountable for their own level 1s as well. And that has really helped me let go. Because like I have, you know, 4 or 5 business builders, and there's so many people on my team that it's like, okay, I cannot manage every single one of these people, so I need to teach them how to. And so that has really helped me going to my level 1s and giving them a list. Like, today I would like you to reach out with these 3 people because their subs are off. These 2 people have under 100 PV, and this, let me know if you need help with any of it. Like, Natalie has done that to me, because at first I was like a space cadet, and that has really helped me like let go and let them do their own thing and their team too.
That definitely just sat really well with me, like thinking about that.
Good. I think a lot of it too is you have to ask yourself, like, is it a pride and control issue on my end that I'm not empowering my people to do this on their own? Because I think once your business starts to get to a place to where you do have a lot of people underneath you, and you've always had control over what's going on in every chat, how things are complicated, how things are being said, how things are, you know, what they're being tagged in, you've always had control of that. Once you start getting so many business builders and you're now 2, 3, 4 people deep, you start to get that, like, there's conversations happening that I'm not in, that
Right.
out, and I have to be okay knowing that I have put in the work and I've done what I need to do with my level 1, and I've duplicated them correctly so that they're duplicating their people correctly. You have to, like, at some point, is this just like a pride and a control thing in my own head, or, you know, does this person really need help doing it? Because they probably have it. If you've done your work in duplicating and doing everything correctly and setting them up for success, they've probably got it. So, but still, you know, be keeping an eye on those 3-way chats. And that's why we have them, keeping an eye on your perks report and giving them a chance. I try not to jump down people's throats the second that someone shows up on my perks report and they've got 3 days, like, hey, you know, this person shut off and they've only got, you know, like, I try not to do that. Like, give them a second. But if they haven't touched base with anybody, you know, by the next morning, I'm, hey, I don't know if you saw this. So-and-so has, you know, they showed up my perks report. This is getting ready to be turned off. they're going to lose this many points. Have we checked in with them, and just kind of seeing where they're at. So it's still your team. It's still like your level 2s and your level 3s. It's still your team. You still want to make sure that you're like keeping an eye on things. You're not just completely letting it go, but you're also empowering your people to take care of those things on their own.
Right. That's awesome, because that's when I ranked gold, I like had a complete meltdown. Emily knows about like not having control of I had people, joining on a daily basis. I was like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? And I was like losing my marbles, but I think I've got it calmed down quite a bit now. But I just wanted your guys' take on the level 2 and 3 thing.
Yeah. I think if you're following the system that John Maxwell talks about, where, when you have a new share, watch me do it, which usually I say is like helping someone get to silver. That's just kind of my own little thing. It can be different for everybody, but let me show you how easy it is to get to silver. Watch me do it. And I'm doing verbiage and closing sales and whatnot. And after silver, it's let's do it together. And when you hit super silver, it's kind of that like, okay, we've done, or senior silver now, we've done this together. Now I'm going to watch you do it. And then you're kind of watching them do it. And then you're going to watch them teach someone else how to do it. And if they don't know how to teach someone else how to do it, then you need to back up a little bit and figure out where that disconnect is, because that is what's going to grow your business, is that element right there. I'm going to teach someone else how to do it. Because if that is, like I said, if that's disconnected, that is where you're going to lose a little bit of control. So make sure that you're hitting all 4 elements, that they're getting a chance to watch you do it. You have a chance to do it together. You've had a chance to watch them do it, and you've watched them teach someone else. And then make sure that they're duplicating all of that all the way down too. So that'll help you kind of keep a little bit more control on your business without having to have like micromanaging control in your business. Perfect. Anyone else? See the chat here. Awesome. Okay. Well, if no one else has any more questions, I would love, Emily and I were saying we would love if you guys, over the next like couple days, if there's something that you're like, man, this just keeps coming up and I'm not sure how to handle it, let us know, because we want to make sure that we're formulating these trainings to what your guys are needing and not just throwing out what we think you need. So, let something that's coming up consistently that you're just not sure how to handle it. You're not sure what to do. And did I just end this? Can you still hear me? Okay. Sorry, that was weird. I was trying to get rid of a pop-up and I hit end on the pop-up and I thought I hit end on the Zoom call. It's like, oh no. Anyways, so just check in with us. Let us know kind of what you guys are thinking. And if, like I said, let your sponsor know what you're struggling with. If it's recruitment, retaining, or ranking up, one of those 3, let us know and we can point you in the right direction to help you kind of build up in those areas and get you successful in that. So use those 3-way chats. Make sure you're putting people in the team page and make sure the duplication is happening. So everybody good? All right. Love seeing you guys on here. All right. We will talk to you guys later. We'll send out a Zoom link for next week. Love you guys. You're doing amazing. Let's get those 3 joins this week.
Love you guys. See ya.
Bye.